Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Ashish Kushwaha, Assistant Professor in Institute of Dental Education and Advanced Studies, Gwalior, India. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee for providing me this opportunity to present my research paper as a guest speaker. The title of presentation is Analysis of Stress Distribution in Lingual Orthodontic System for Effective and Mass Retraction using various combination of lever arm and mini implants. My contents are introduction, aim and objectives, materials and methods, results, clinical implication, conclusion, and references. Due to aesthetic reason, orthodontic treatment advances from the metal braces to ceramic braces to lingual braces to aligner, and this process is still in progress. Lingual appliances have their own peculiar biomechanics, distinct from the conventional or label orthodontic system, and special care must be taken in their application. Due to the aesthetic reason, the 6 anterior teeth are retracted as a unit in lingual technique, so as not to create any space between any anterior teeth. In lingual orthodontic system, torque loss is the one of the main problem for the clinician, because for regaining the torque in label orthodontic system, we take almost 45 days, but in lingual orthodontic system, this time span is almost 3 months. So instead of wasting our time to regain the torque, we have to maintain the torque from the first day. For achieving the translation movement of the anterior teeth during en masse retraction, force must pass through the center of resistance. But in lingual orthodontic system, this is quite difficult to achieve bodily movement because of the bracket positioning, palatal contour, and the point of the force application. The introduction of the mini implant and lever arm system helps to solve this problem. I chosen the finite element method for my study because it is a less time consuming, three-dimensional, non-invasive method, and repeatability of the result is possible by this method. It solves the big problem by splitting into the smaller one, and actual stress can be expressed at any point. In finite element method, first we have to take the CT scan image. We edit the CT scan image with the help of the Mimic software and construct the geometric model with the help of the Rapid Form software. After construction of the geometric model, we convert it into a finite model with the help of the HyperMesh software. After conversion of the finite model, we incorporate the material properties such as Young modulus and Poisson ratio. After incorporation of the material properties, we defining the boundary condition. After that, we applied the load. After applying the load, we get the result and interpret it with the help of the ANSYS software. In short, we can say that after construction of the geometric model, we convert it into the finite model with the help of the HyperMesh software, and we get the result which we interpreted with the help of the ANSYS software. My aim and objectives are to determine the von Mises stress of the alveolar bone, periodontal ligament, and teeth, to determine the anterior teeth displacement, to compare the displacement of each anterior tooth in various combination of mini implant and lever arm system. Materials and methods. This study was conducted in Department of Orthodontic and Dentofiscal Orthopedics in Tirthankar Mahavir Dental College and Research Center, Moradabad, India. I made 4 finite models. In first and second model, I placed the lever arm between the central incisor and lateral incisor. And in model 3 and model 4, I placed the lever arm between the lateral incisor and canine. The length of the lever arm is 12 mm for the model 1 and model 3 and 15 mm for model 2 and model 4. I used 2 by 7 mm dimension mini implant in this model. The position of the mini implant is at the mid-palatal suture between the first and second molar in model 1 and model 2, and 5 mm from the mid-palatal suture towards the palatal slope in model 3 and in model 4. I use 1622 wire for the retraction, and I applied the 150 gram of force each side with the help of night-eye close coil. In the short, the methodology of my study is construction of geometric model, convert it into the finite model, incorporate the material properties, after that defining the boundary condition and loading configuration, after that getting the result and interpretate it with the help of the ANSYS software. These are my material properties: hard bone, soft bone, PDL, T, titanium, bronze, SS wire, night-eye close coil. We use the Young modulus and Poisson ratio for this all materials. And the determination of the axis. Y-axis denotes the anterior-posterior direction, and positive sign denotes anterior direction, and negative sign denotes the posterior direction. Z-axis denotes the superior-inferior direction. In positive sign denotes the superior direction, and negative sign shows the inferior direction. In finite method, color coding are used for represent the stress and displacement. Blue color shows the minimal amount of the stress and displacement, and red color shows the highest amount of the stress and displacement. I discuss my result in 3 subheadings: displacement, von Mises stress, and principal stress. First, we discuss the displacement. Displacement of the center incisor. I observe that in Y direction, teeth moves toward the lingual direction, and crown movement is more compared to the root in all 4 cases. Movement is more with 15 mm hook compared to the 12 mm hook. In Z direction, extrusion of teeth is observed in all 4 cases. Amount of extrusion is same in all 4 cases. Now, displacement of lateral incisor in Y direction. Teeth moves toward lingual direction, and crown movement is more compared to the root in all 4 cases. Movement is maximum in model 2 compared to model 1, model 3, and model 4. Observation of lateral incisor in Z direction. Extrusion of teeth is observed in both model 2 and model 4. Amount of extrusion is high with 15 mm hook compared to the 12 mm hook. Now, displacement of canine. Observation for canine in Y direction. Teeth move toward distal, and crown movement is more compared to root in all 4 cases. Movement is more with 15 mm hook compared to 12 mm hook. Observation for canine in Z direction. Extrusion of teeth is not observed in all 4 cases. Now, second is our von Mises stress. First of all, we'll discuss the von Mises stress in periodontal ligament. High stresses are observed at the mesial cervical region of canine periodontal ligament in all 4 cases. High stresses are observed with 15 mm hook. Highest stress is observed in model 4. Now, in cortical bone, we observe that high stresses are observed at the mesial cervical region of the canine in all cases, and magnitude of stress is highest in model 4. For cancellous bone, I observed that higher stresses are observed between lateral and canine segment in all cases, and magnitude of stress is highest in model 2. Now, principal stress in PDL, I observed that higher stresses are observed at the mesial cervical region of canine PDL in all 4 models. Higher stresses are observed with 15 mm hook model. In cortical bone, the principal stress is higher stress are observed at mesial cervical region of canine in all 4 cases. In cancellous bone, higher principal stresses are observed between lateral and canine segment in all 4 cases. Now, the clinical implication. This study helps to understand and apply retraction mechanics for space closure as per the need of the clinician, and also helps to evaluate the movement of teeth. The suitable length of the lever arm permits the operator to generate tipping in a controlled manner, as well as bodily movement at the time of retraction. Change in the length of the lever arm is the only an easy clinical factor to achieve the line of the force from the center of resistance. Segmented arch wire in lingual orthodontics helps to achieve a precise and predictable force between anterior and posterior segment. In conclusion, to conclude in liver orthodontics, uncontrolled tipping movement of ground decreases as height of the liver arm increases from 12 mm to 15 mm, as seen in Model 2 and Model 4. It can also be concluded that when mini implants were placed at palatal slope 5 mm away from the mid-palatal suture, the amount of tipping movement increases in comparison to mid-palatal mini implant. At the last, I want to say that none of these models were able to identically reflect the clinical condition, since these models were made after considering the biological structure to have homogeneous properties, while in humans, these structures are heterogeneous in nature. This method helps to correlate clinical condition and improve our mechanics to get desired results. My research paper is already published in American Journal of Orthodontics and Dentofacial Orthopedics in December 2020. These are my references. At the last, I would like to thank God, my parents, and my guide and mentor, Dr. Mukesh Kumar, for his wonderful guidance and support. And thank you.